You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley with Insurance for Texans. We help church leaders protect their people and property with wisdom and clarity. Today, we are tackling the topic of bundling insurance products for nonprofit ministries. I grew up as a Baptist preacher's kid in the Texas Panhandle, so I've spent most of my life in and around churches. One thing that experience has taught me is that the real hands-on work of a church doesn't entirely happen during Sunday morning worship services. It also happens on other days of the week when a church decides to open its doors to actively serve the community. That's exactly what I saw when I visited Matt's church up in Amarillo. Matt was incredibly proud of what their church had built. As we walked through the facility, he showed me room after room that had been completely transformed into active ministry space. The old fellowship hall was now a food pantry. Former Sunday school classrooms had been turned into a clothing closet. Volunteers were moving everywhere, stocking shelves and helping families. Matt told me how the church was helping dozens of families every single week. I could see the church's heart for service, but standing there watching all that activity made me wonder if the church was properly insured for these ministries. Matt admitted that he didn't really know. Like most church leaders, he had not spent much time thinking about liability risks or the possibility of being sued. He simply assumed that because the food pantry and clothing closet were church programs, the church's liability insurance automatically extended to all of its activities. However, insurance companies do not look at ministry the same way pastors do. The moment a volunteer gets hurt lifting heavy boxes in the food pantry, a visitor slips on a misplaced piece of clothing in the clothing closet, or a family claims that your food distribution ministry made them violently sick, you find out very quickly that your church's general liability policy does not extend to these ministry activities. This is the new normal for churches all across Texas in 2026. Many existing policies were written for a time when church strictly meant Sunday morning services and maybe a Wednesday night potluck. They were never engineered for a world where churches operate full-scale food banks, clothes closets, daycares, counseling services, or addiction recovery programs on church property. Insurance carriers are examining every policy with a magnifying glass. They are tightening definitions, and anything resembling a separate specialized operation will be flatly excluded if it isn't explicitly named. The risk multiplies if your community ministry operates as a separate legal entity. For good financial and legal reasons, many churches structure their larger operations as separate 501c3 nonprofits. But from an underwriter's perspective, they are separate organizations. The named insured on your policy is the church itself. If a lawsuit names the food pantry, and that pantry is its own legal entity, the church's insurance company has zero legal obligation to defend it. They will deny the claim, forcing the church to pay for lawyers and settlements directly out of their budget. The best and most affordable way to close these dangerous loopholes is to establish a true Texas church insurance bundle. This isn't a cookie-cutter standard insurance policy. It is a coordinated, custom-engineered package that combines your property, general liability, commercial auto, and leadership protections into a single risk management strategy. A lazy agent will just ask for your square footage to spit out a cheap premium number. A true, independent church insurance specialist will ask the hard diagnostic questions. They will map out your separate entities, your volunteer screening processes, and your transportation exposures to craft a single comprehensive bundle that explicitly names and covers both the church and its distinct nonprofit ministries. This eliminates conflicting language, closes the gaps, and delivers the ultimate protection your mission deserves. Don't let an uncovered outreach accident halt your church's ministry work. If you are ready to stop guessing and build a secure, insurer-approved insurance bundle for your church and its nonprofits, connect with our True Texas Church insurance specialist today at insurancefortexans.com. And if you would like a comprehensive overview of church insurance in general, download your free copy of our book, The Promise of Certainty, at thepromiseofcertainty.com. I'm Ron Wadley, and this has been Faith Stewardship and Insurance Protecting Texas Churches. Until next time, remember, your church's mission is too important to leave to chance.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.